two moves?
Well, we're looking for the best move, which is a discovered check. So we've went over discovered checks several times, and we're looking for the best discovered check for white. So what move would you play here? And let me, oh, I do see that somebody did chat and I missed that. Let me, whoop. All right, get rid of that feedback. Oh, so somebody just said hi. Okay, okay, that's fine. So we're looking for, oh, yeah, so not a legal move there, of course, as everybody knows. But so we're looking for the best move for, I'm trying to get my annotation back so I can clean that up a bit. We're looking for the best move for white here. And this isn't a famous game, actually. This is a game from, let me see, I'm trying to do this on my laptop today, and it's a little bit smaller screen to deal with. So Henry Bird is playing, whoops. Henry Bird is playing the black pieces here. And the white pieces are being played by the legend himself, Paul Morphy. If you do any studying of chess, you'll come to know that this guy is a renowned chess player, Paul Morphy. We did talk about him a little bit last week. I should be able to zoom in here. Come on. Oh, I don't. I was hoping to zoom in on that. Let me see. How did I lose? Well, anyway, we did talk about Paul Morphy last week. I don't want to try to go through too much to get that back. Is it? Yeah, it looks like it wants me to draw on it.
I know. I think I know it.
It doesn't, I didn't, well, somehow I got activated. I guess maybe somehow I activated my bar. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Okay.
I think I know it.
Here we go. So Paul Morphy on the left here, the younger guy, he was like 20 years old when he played this game. Lowenthal, this is not the guy that Morphy played in this particular game. It's actually the guy you see in the upper picture. This was played in 1858 during Morphy's tour of dominance in the chess world.
Can you scroll down for a little bit?
Scroll down?
A little bit.
On the picture? Or are you talking about on the chessboard?
The chessboard. A little bit up.
Okay. Like that? It should be fairly, is it not centered? Let me bring up an image so I can see what I've actually put this over here. So we're looking for a discovered check. Notice that anywhere you move that light squared bishop, or that dark squared bishop, actually, excuse me, anywhere you move that bishop, it's going to be a discovered check. So anywhere you put the bishop, you're going to be checking. All right, so let's not draw on the screen right now. Guess I'll have to just, let's see, disable annotation. Okay. So again, this is kind of a tough problem, okay? So, you know, if you're struggling with it, it's okay. But let's keep an eye on just this simple fact that the rook is pinning the, well, basically he's attacking the king. So anywhere you move this bishop here is going to be a checking move. So black is going to have to
move the bishop.
Well, yeah, of course, and that's what we're talking about here.
And then you could get check.
Yeah, so that's check. All right, enough. Could you disable your mic, or please chat if you would in the box. I'd like to hear the move, or see the move actually in text form. So if you would, okay, and I actually do have one student that did the perfect move. Yes, so The student that responded in the chat there, that is correct. Yep, so I had one of you that's responded so far, and that is the correct move. I need to, let's see, I need to make this a little bit bigger here. Bear with me a moment. Trying to make it, I haven't done the class on the laptop before, and it's a little bit challenging to get everything organized so that I can see it well.
Why is it only me and you only opening the cameras?
Yeah, the other people chose not to show their picture. That's fine. That's
Junior's behind.
Don't worry about it. Okay, well, so we can put this, wait a second. Did I get it? Yeah, so you got it correct. Perfect notation as well. I think actually Bird resigned at this point. He actually resigned. He didn't actually play another move. He didn't actually put his queen there in the real game. But the move is simply capital B to F4. So you move, whoops, not very precise movement there. I'm operating a second screen with my laptop and it's kind of glitchy. So you can actually play this move here, bishop F4 check, so capital B, lowercase f4. And the rook, as we mentioned, is threatening the queen, right? So we're not actually, or the king. We're not actually going to take the king or anything like that. But I'm trying to put that rook back where he belongs. Come on. A little bit of lag here, I apologize. But yeah, so we're attacking the king. All right, we're attacking the king with that rook. Hopefully I can just scroll back up now. Yeah. We're attacking the king with the rook, but we're also attacking the queen with the bishop. So we get this discovered check, devastating move. Of course, he's got to get out of check here, and there's not a whole lot of options. We're going to win the queen, okay? But let's back up. This is a really famous game, and we're going to back up and kind of talk about the opening in chess while looking at this game. Where's my handles? There we go. Okay. And again, I'm sorry, there's just a little bit of lag here. I want to just briefly talk about this game. We'll go through it fairly quickly because I'd like to get you guys playing some chess against each other. I want you to get an opportunity to challenge each other on Chess Kid. Okay. Can I just do this? Does that can work for me? Yes, okay. So Paul Morphy again is playing white. He's attacking the center of the board with that pawn. He's occupying the center of the board, getting room for his bishops to get out. And of course, Bird is doing the same. This is the King's Gambit, which can be kind of a dangerous opening. It's one that I favor, though. I really enjoy playing it, but I almost always bring the knight out like that. And this is actually book play, although a bit strange. You know, we don't want to be moving a bunch of pawns in the opening, but that's exactly what's happening here. Just kind of a weird path that this game takes. Normally we're going to be trying to attack the center of the board, and they will here momentarily. So now, yeah, so Morphy's threatening that f7 pawn. He's going after this pawn here at f7, which can be dangerous. Now, the king, of course, is defending it, so it shouldn't be a huge problem in reality. Just a good target. And this is a great developing move by Bird. And now we have a second piece targeting f7 there. So both the bishop and the knight threatening to attack f7, pretty dangerous stuff. And so now it's blocked. So now the bishop's not able to attack directly. I think he actually captures the pawn with his pawn. And, you know, a good developing move by Henry Bird. Now, again, the young man down in the picture on the left, Paul Morphy, he is a legend in chess circles. He just had a really strong understanding of the fundamentals of the game before many people did. So this is going to be a pretty brutal game. But Henry Bird was a master in his own right. So the gentleman playing black was the master of England at that time, the best chess player in England. All right. So that was a great developing move, the bishop move, and now Morphy bringing up some support for the knight, and also opening up a line for his dark squared bishop, that bishop down there on c1. So the light squared or the dark squared bishop of white is freed up and is attacking the pawn over here. It's attacking that f4 pawn. And Bird defends. And, this is not ideal, having your knight on the rim. They say the knight on the rim is grim. He just doesn't have as many options, but, he's got to try to defend. Morphy develops a piece towards the center of the board, getting a piece involved in the game. You want to get your pieces developed efficiently. And, Bird does the same. He gets his bishop out. It's attacking the center of the board. This is great chess. And now a second attacker on that f4 pawn. So the f4 pawn is being attacked again. And, Bird's got to do something about it. I think he just simply pushes the pawn here, if I remember. Oh, no. So they do these trades first. And I think this was a bit of a, I wouldn't have done this if I was Bird, because he's kind of fixing the pawn structure of white. So white's got doubled pawns, which is not ideal. And he goes ahead and takes out a knight, which later in the game is not as valuable. Knights can shoot clear across the board. They're ranged attackers, so they're slightly more valuable than knights. So not only does he give up a slightly more valuable piece, but he also fixes Morphy's pawn structure. So this is a minor mistake. It's not something huge. You didn't lose a piece, but it's not ideal. And now Bird goes ahead and pushes that pawn, threatening the knight. And so Morphy's pretty much got to capture. He captures. And it's going to get interesting here in just a moment. So this attack on the queen, you always want to be thinking about threats like this. I think he goes ahead and pushes the pawn to block, but this is dangerous too. And now, if it were, let's imagine that it's actually white's turn here for a moment. Let's pause the game, and thank you. Hello, Sahil, good to see you. So I'm watching that chat too. So Sahil, if you have any, or anybody over there on the other channel have any answers. So let's pretend that it's actually white's move here. It's white to play instead of black, okay? And this is a good practice anyway in your chess games. It's black's move, but imagine if it was white's move. There's a discovered check that can be played here. Can you find it? Remember, we're always supposed to be thinking about every possible check. We're always looking for checking moves. What checking move could white play here? Try your best to just, either send it to me in one of the chats, so either on Zoom or on YouTube there. YouTube, I think, is set about 15 seconds behind or so. So you can't get, well, it's probably more than that with the lag right now. But that way the students in the class can't necessarily get the answer there. But we're looking for a discovered check for white to play here. Somebody said the rook can kill the king. They must be, I think maybe they're talking about something else. So this is a little bit of a different discovered check, okay? And this was a bit of a, yeah, so somebody I think is seeing the right one. So it's a checking move. So we are, of course, going to, let me get my text box over here. We are going to be using that plus sign. Anytime we're playing a checking move, it's going to have the plus sign. But the amazing move, as a couple of you said, is the pawn move, is actually f7, and boy, that's tiny. Uh, darn it. Why did that come out so tiny? Um, somehow my font and everything got changed. I had a larger font. Format, no, I need to go to, anyway, yeah, it's F7 check. So simply pushing the pawn here would be, let me get my mouse back. It's on the other screen. Dealing with a little bit of lag. Okay, so the pawn move here, well, you can only push it one square, but pushing the pawn one square would check the king, which of course the king could just capture the pawn, seemingly no big deal. But the trouble is, of course, the discovered attack of this bishop. This bishop is also, it's also lined up, whoop. The bishop is lined up with the queen. So we check the king, but we're unleashing an attack on the queen at the same time. And, you know, if we lose a pawn, who cares? We're getting the lady, we're getting the queen, you know, try not to try not to celebrate in the middle of a chess game when you trick somebody with a discovered check like this. You want to be humble about it, like it's something you do every day, right? So you check the king and they take your pawn and they're like, ha ha ha, don't you know that kings can capture pieces? And you'll be like, yeah, I know that, but I just wanted your queen, you know, and just be kind of casual about it. Don't celebrate. Otherwise, they might stop playing with you because it's kind of rude to celebrate when you just trick somebody like that with this deadly weapon. So this is the discovered check. And actually, Bird saw this and, you know, it was actually Black's move. So Henry Bird did move his queen out of the way. He realized that would have been a devastating move. He saw it coming. He was, uh-oh.
We could also sacrifice the horse. Never mind.
Okay. Hopefully I'm not getting signed out. It looks like it's trying to sign me out, but I still hear you. So it seems it has not happened yet. I'm just going to go hide this somewhere and hopefully I will not actually get signed out.
Got the wreck.
Okay. So Bird did see that. I'm just going to get this out of our way, hopefully, and hide that as well. I don't know why that's happening. Yeah, the laptop anyway. I'm glad it's working anyway. Okay, and so that was the move that Bird made because he realized he was going to lose his queen with a discovered check. So pretty brilliant on Bird's part to see that, although it's not going to do him all that much good. Oh, I need to click back on here probably. And Morphy brings up his queen now, and he's actually threatening another discovered check. This game is like instructive for this discovered check idea. So again, we always want to be looking for discovered checks, and the discovered check is actually, uh-oh. Okay, so I had some sort of issue.
They're glitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do here.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Nope. We still can't hear you.